Under the dense canopy of the old forest, Alex trudged along with his backpack slung over one shoulder. The crisp autumn air was refreshing, but Alex's mind was elsewhere, buried in his studies from Galactic University, where he was majoring in xenobiology. He was about to head back to the campsite when a faint metallic glint caught his eye through the thick brush. Curiosity piqued. Alex pushed through the undergrowth, finding his way blocked by a mass of twisted metal partially buried in the earth. It was a spacecraft, unlike any design he had seen before. "Whoa," Alex whispered to himself, circling the craft. Its sleek lines and the unfamiliar symbols marked on its hull suggested it wasn't human-made. He hesitated a moment, considering the protocol for such discoveries. Normally, he should report this immediately, but the explorer within him won out, and he decided to take a closer look. Pulling a flashlight from his backpack, Alex found an opening in the ship's hull. He squeezed through, entering a cockpit bathed in emergency lights that painted everything in stark shades of red and blue. Inside, slumped against the controls, was an alien. The creature was slender, with iridescent skin that shimmered even in the dim light, and it was breathing shallowly. Alex approached cautiously, reaching out a hand to check if the alien was alive. As soon as he touched her, her eyes snapped open, vivid, violet, and filled with confusion. "Hey, it's okay, you're safe," Alex said, trying to sound calm and friendly. The alien stared at him, her eyes narrowing. She spoke in a series of clicks and soft tones that Alex couldn't understand, her voice tinged with panic. "I'm Alex. I don't understand what you're saying, but I want to help," Alex continued, keeping his voice steady. The alien paused, studying his face. She then tapped a device on her wrist, and after a moment her next words were halting, but understandable. "Help. Yes, need help. I am Ka'ani." "Ka'ani, I'm here to help," Alex replied, showing her his empty hands to signify peace. "What happened to you?" "Attacked. Space pirates," Ka'ani said, her voice growing weaker. Alex looked around the cockpit, noticing the flashing alerts and the alien script he couldn't read. He needed to act fast. "Can you walk? We need to get you out of here and treat your injuries." Ka'ani nodded slightly, and with Alex's help, she unstrapped herself from the seat. Her legs wobbled, and Alex quickly supported her, guiding her back through the twisted opening of the ship. As they emerged into the forest, Alex glanced around nervously. If the space pirates were still nearby, they were in great danger. He needed to get Ka'ani to safety, and then he could figure out what to do next. "Don't worry, I've got you," Alex reassured her as they made their way through the trees, the weight of the decision he had just made heavy on his shoulders. This was no ordinary camping trip anymore. Once safely away from the crash site and deeper into the forest, Alex helped Ka'ani settle down against the trunk of a large pine tree. Her breathing was labored, and despite the cool air, her forehead was dotted with sweat. "Okay, let's see what I can do about those injuries," Alex said, rummaging through his backpack for the first aid kit he'd packed. He wasn't sure how effective human first aid supplies would be on an alien, but it was better than doing nothing. Ka'ani watched him closely, her eyes reflecting a mix of pain and curiosity. "Your kind, never seen before," she managed to say through the translator device. "Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have. We're from Earth. Humans, that is," Alex replied, gently applying some antiseptic to a wound on her arm. "Does this hurt?" "No. Different," Ka'ani responded, observing the treatment. "Your help? Grateful." "Don't mention it," Alex said with a smile. He wrapped her arm carefully. "Can you tell me more about what happened? Who attacked you?" Ka'ani's eyes hardened at the memory. "Pirates. Wanted ship. Technology. I escaped, but was followed. Crashed here." Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. "They might still be looking for you or for the ship. We should get you someplace safer than this." "Cannot leave ship," Ka'ani insisted weakly. "Mission, critical. Must protect data." Alex paused, considering her words. "Okay, how about I help you back to the ship? We can secure it and see if there's anything there that can help you heal faster." Ka'ani agreed, and with Alex's support, they slowly made their way back to the crashed vessel. As they walked, Alex tried to learn more about her world. "So, where are you from, Ka'ani?" "Far," she said simply. "World called Eradun. Many stars from here." "That sounds incredible," Alex said. "I've always wanted to explore the stars. Maybe one day we could see your world." Ka'ani managed a small smile. "Maybe." Reaching the ship, Alex helped her inside and immediately noticed the cockpit's medical console. Ka'ani directed him to a panel, which slid open to reveal various alien medical instruments and vials filled with luminescent liquids. "Help me with these," she instructed. Carefully, Alex followed her directions, administering a shimmering blue serum into her arm. Within minutes, color returned to her cheeks, and her breathing eased. "This is amazing," Alex remarked. "Your technology is far beyond anything we have." "Many years ahead of yours," Ka'ani confirmed, looking stronger already. "But now must hide. Protect what we can." "Yeah, we'll need a plan," Alex agreed, his mind racing with the possibilities and dangers ahead. "First, let's secure the ship. Then we can figure out our next move." Together, they activated the ship's camouflage system, rendering it nearly invisible against the forest backdrop. With the ship hidden, they retreated to a nearby cave Alex remembered from his previous hikes. There, shielded by the rock and shrouded in secrecy, they could plan their next steps. Hidden within the cave, Alex set up a small campfire for warmth as the evening chill set in. Ka'ani sat wrapped in a thermal blanket, observing every move Alex made with a mixture of caution and curiosity. "As long as we stay hidden like this, we should be safe," Alex said, trying to reassure her. He passed her a pack of freeze-dried meals from his backpack. "Here, you should eat something." Ka'ani inspected the package curiously, then looked up at Alex. "Is safe for me?" "Should be," Alex replied. "It's pretty basic stuff, but if you're unsure, better not risk it." She nodded, setting the food aside. The silence between them grew until Ka'ani broke it. "Alex, why help me? Risk is high. Gain is not clear." Alex thought about her question, poking at the fire with a stick. "I guess it's what we ought to do, right? Help each other out. That's what I believe, anyway. And besides, meeting someone from another world, it's like a dream for a xenobiology student." Ka'ani's lips curled into a tentative smile. "Noble, curious, good traits for a human." "I hope so," Alex chuckled. "And what about you? What were you doing flying around Earth? You mentioned a mission?" "Yes," Ka'ani became serious. "I was a scout, mapping uncharted areas for my government, essential for expanding." "So you're kind of like an explorer?" Alex asked, intrigued. "Yes, explore, observe, report. Lonely but important." Her voice trailed off and she looked away, lost in thought. Alex sensed her loneliness, a feeling he knew all too well. "You know, Ka'ani, maybe we're not that different, you and I. Both a little lost, a long way from home." Ka'ani looked back at him, her expression softening. "Perhaps." They spent the rest of the evening sharing stories of their respective worlds. Alex talked about Earth's oceans, mountains, and cities, trying to paint a picture with his words. In return, Ka'ani described Eradan's floating gardens, crystal lakes, and the bright twin moons that illuminated her home planet's night sky. As the night deepened, they discussed potential strategies for staying safe. Ka'ani was familiar with tactics that could hide them from standard detection technologies, and Alex knew the terrain well enough to choose their travel routes. "We'll need to stay mobile, keep a low profile," Alex suggested. "I can pull some supplies from my place in the city without drawing attention. It's not much, but it'll help us stay off the grid." "I can teach you how to avoid detection," Ka'ani offered. "How to move, hide, escape if needed." "That's a deal then," Alex said. They shook hands, a human gesture Ka'ani had learned from Alex. As they settled in for the night, Alex couldn't help but feel a profound connection with this alien being who was, just days ago, a complete stranger from a distant world. Together, they formed an unlikely duo, bound by circumstance and a shared sense of purpose. The fire crackled softly between them, casting a warm glow that seemed to bridge their worlds, if only for a moment. The next morning, Alex and Ka'ani made their way back to the hidden spacecraft. The early light filtered through the trees, casting long shadows and giving the forest an ethereal quality. As they approached, the ship remained perfectly camouflaged, invisible to anyone who didn't know exactly what to look for. "Let's see if we can find anything else useful," Alex suggested as they entered the ship. Ka'ani nodded, leading him to a secured storage compartment she hadn't been able to access the day before due to her injuries. With renewed strength, she typed a complex code into the panel. The compartment hissed open, revealing several devices, which Alex assumed were scientific instruments, and datapads filled with alien script. "This is my mission data," Ka'ani explained, handing Alex one of the datapads. "If pirates or anyone else gets this, they could learn critical information about my people and our technology." Alex handled the pad carefully. "Can we use this data to our advantage somehow? Maybe figure out a way to get you help?" Ka'ani paused, considering. Perhaps there is a communication device here. If I can repair it, I might contact my command. But it's risky. Signals can be traced. Let's worry about that later. First, let's see what else is here that might help us, Alex said, examining another device that looked like a compact telescope. Ka'ani picked up a small metallic object, turning it over in her hands. This is a star map, updated to the last cycle before I crashed. It could help us navigate if we need to move farther away. Brilliant! Alex exclaimed. He admired the seamless integration of technology and design, characteristics of an advanced civilization far beyond Earth's current capabilities. As they sorted through the equipment, Ka'ani explained their uses to Alex. There were atmospheric testers, geological samplers, and a compact medical kit far more advanced than the one Alex had brought. He was particularly fascinated by a holographic projector that displayed a 3D model of the galaxy. It's incredible, Alex breathed, looking over the map. You've traveled through most of these places? Some, Ka'ani replied. My people explore, but we also watch and learn. We avoid interference. Alex nodded, understanding the principle. Prime directive kind of stuff, right? Observing without interfering. Similar, Ka'ani confirmed. Now let's focus on repairing the communication device. The sooner I can make contact, the sooner we can plan our next steps. They spent the rest of the day working on the device, with Ka'ani guiding Alex through the delicate process of alien technology repair. He was a quick learner, and under her tutelage, he began to understand the basics of her equipment. By evening, they had managed to restore partial functionality to the communicator. Ka'ani sent out a low-power signal, designed to be as discreet as possible. Now we wait, she said, turning off the device to avoid detection. It may take time for my people to respond. We've done all we can for now, Alex agreed. They exited the ship, taking a moment to look back at the alien vessel that had become their temporary base. As they walked back to their camp, Alex couldn't help feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension about what the future held. He glanced at Ka'ani, who seemed lost in thought, likely worried about the implications of her call for help. Whatever came next, they were in it together, and that gave Alex a strange sense of comfort. Alex and Ka'ani returned to their makeshift camp in the cave, their minds heavy with the weight of the day's efforts. The communication signal had been sent, but the uncertainty of who might respond first, Ka'ani's people or the pirates, kept them alert. As they settled in for the evening, Ka'ani configured a small, sophisticated device at the cave's entrance. This is a sensor. It will alert us to any approaching beings or vehicles, she explained. That's clever, Alex said, impressed by the precaution. How likely do you think it is that the pirates could track us here? Possibly high, Ka'ani admitted. The technology I carry is valuable, not just the data. They might have ways to track its signature. Alex nodded, processing the gravity of their situation. We'll need to be ready to move at a moment's notice then. The next morning brought an unwelcome surprise. The sensor triggered an alarm just after dawn, its shrill beep cutting sharply through the quiet morning air. Alex and Ka'ani immediately sprang to action, extinguishing their small campfire and gathering their essential supplies. What do you see? Alex whispered, peering over Ka'ani's shoulder as she scrutinized the sensor readings on a handheld device. 3, no, 4 heat signatures coming from the northwest. Moving quickly towards us, she reported with a tense voice. We need a plan, Alex said, his mind racing. Can we hide, or do we need to run? Ka'ani thought for a moment. Running is risky without knowing their full capabilities. I suggest we hide and observe. I can set up a holographic decoy to mislead them. Let's do it, Alex agreed. Within minutes, Ka'ani activated the device, creating a realistic hologram of themselves sitting around the campfire. They then retreated into a deeper part of the cave system, hiding in the shadows. Peering from their hiding spot, they watched as 4 figures approached the cave. The figures moved cautiously, their bodies clad in dark, nondescript armor. One of them pointed to the hologram, speaking in a language Alex couldn't understand. Are they pirates? Alex asked quietly. Yes, Ka'ani confirmed, observing the intruder's behavior and technology. They are cautious, but they believe we are there. The intruders approached the holographic campfire, weapons drawn. As they neared, one of them seemed to command the others to stand back. He then reached out a hand, passing it through the holographic image of Alex. Realizing the deception, he shouted orders, and the group quickly started scanning the area. We need to move now, Ka'ani said, pulling Alex by the arm. They moved deeper into the cave, using a map that Ka'ani had downloaded from her ship to navigate the labyrinthine tunnels. The pirates followed, their lights piercing the darkness behind them. Alex and Ka'ani moved silently, communicating with hand signals as they had practiced. After several tense minutes, they reached a narrow crevice that led to a small opening on the other side of the mountain. "This way," Ka'ani whispered, squeezing through the gap. Alex followed, heart pounding as the sounds of their pursuers grew fainter. Once outside, they found themselves on a rugged hillside, the forest canopy spreading wide below them. They paused to catch their breath, hidden by the rocks. "We've lost them for now," Alex said, looking back towards the cave. "But they won't give up easily." "No, they won't," Ka'ani agreed, scanning the horizon. "We need to find a more secure location, and soon." With the immediate threat evaded but still looming, Alex and Ka'ani set off again, determined to stay one step ahead of their relentless pursuers. After evading the pirates in the caves, Alex and Ka'ani made their way to Ridley's outpost, a notorious spaceport known for its less-than-legal dealings and transient population. It was a place where they could blend in and perhaps find resources to further evade their pursuers. As they approached the bustling outpost, Ka'ani adjusted her appearance with a device that subtly altered her features to look more human. "We need to be cautious. Ridley's is neutral ground, but it's crawling with bounty hunters and mercenaries," she warned. Alex nodded, pulling his cap lower over his eyes. "Do you think we can get a ship here without drawing too much attention?" "It's possible," Ka'ani replied. "But we need to secure communication scramblers and maybe some upgraded defenses first. Let's focus on that." The pair made their way through the crowded streets of the outpost, their senses heightened to any sign of danger. They stopped at a nondescript vendor selling various tech gadgets. Ka'ani spoke quietly with the vendor, securing a couple of devices that would help shield their signals. Just as they were about to leave, Alex noticed a group of rough-looking individuals eyeing them from across the market. "Ka'ani, we might have trouble," he muttered under his breath. Ka'ani glanced at the group, then back at Alex. "We need to leave, now," she said, her voice urgent. They started weaving through the crowd, trying to lose their tails. As they turned into a narrow alley, Ka'ani pulled Alex aside, pushing him into the shadow behind a large storage container. They watched as the group searching for them passed by the alley without turning in. "Who are they?" Alex whispered. "Pirates, or hired by them," Ka'ani responded. "They're not giving up on finding us, or the ship." Realizing they needed a faster exit strategy, they made their way to a small, discreet hangar Ka'ani had noticed earlier. Inside, various small spacecraft were docked, undergoing repairs or awaiting owners who might never return. Ka'ani approached the hangar manager, a wiry human with a sharp gaze. After a brief, intense negotiation, she secured them a small, fast ship equipped with the necessary cloaking devices. Alex watched in admiration as she smoothly handled the transaction, her former role as a scout evident in her expertise. As they prepared the ship for departure, the group from the market appeared at the entrance of the hangar, weapons drawn. "There they are!" one of them shouted, pointing in their direction. "Get on the ship!" Ka'ani yelled to Alex, who was closest to the boarding ramp. She turned to face their assailants, pulling out a compact blaster. Alex hesitated, torn between running to the ship and staying to help Ka'ani. She fired her blaster, hitting one of the attackers and causing chaos as others ducked for cover. "Go, Alex! I'll cover you!" Ka'ani shouted, firing another shot. Trusting her, Alex sprinted to the ship, firing up the engines. The ship hummed to life, just as Ka'ani dodged a return fire and sprinted up the ramp. Alex sealed it behind her, and without waiting, he thrust the ship into the sky. They narrowly escaped Ridley's outpost, the ship's cloaking device concealing them from any further pursuit. As they left the planet's atmosphere, Ka'ani slumped against the wall, catching her breath. "That was too close," she panted. "Yeah, too close," Alex agreed, maneuvering the ship into the safety of space. "But we're still in one piece, and so is the ship, thanks to you." Ka'ani managed a weary smile. "Thanks to us, Alex. We're in this together, remember?" As the stars stretched out before them, a sense of camaraderie solidified between them, forged in the heat of escape and the promise of the challenges yet to come. Having narrowly escaped Ridley's outpost, Alex and Ka'ani set a course for the outer regions of the solar system, hoping to find refuge among the less patrolled space lanes. Ka'ani monitored their tail, scanning for any signs of pursuit. "Looks clear for now," she said, her voice carrying a mix of relief and fatigue. "But we should keep our guard up. Those pirates won't give up easily." Alex nodded, keeping his eyes on the view ahead. The stars stretched out in all directions, a tapestry of endless possibilities and hidden dangers. I'll set up a randomized flight pattern. It'll make us harder to track. As he adjusted their trajectory, an alarm suddenly blared from the console. Ka'ani quickly checked the sensors. It's a ship, fast approaching from the quadrant behind us. Can we outrun it? Alex asked, his hands tightening on the controls. No, Ka'ani said, her eyes narrowing as she analyzed the incoming ship's speed and bearing. It's a pirate scout, faster and more agile. We'll have to fight. Alex felt his stomach tighten. He had never been in a space battle before, and the thought of facing down pirates in a dogfight was daunting. Ka'ani seemed to sense his apprehension. I'll handle the weapons, she said firmly. You focus on flying. Keep us moving and unpredictable. Got it, Alex replied, focusing on the swirling starfield as he maneuvered the ship through a series of sharp, evasive turns. Ka'ani worked quickly at the weapons console, locking onto their pursuer. With a precise touch, she fired. The blast shot through space, narrowly missing the pirate ship as it veered off at the last second. They're good, Ka'ani muttered, resetting her targeting parameters. The pirate ship retaliated, sending a volley of laser fire that lit up the space around them. Alex jerked the controls to the left, narrowly avoiding the blasts. Keep it up, Alex. You're doing great, Ka'ani encouraged, her focus intense as she fired another round. This time the shot hit, causing the pirate ship to stagger in its flight path. Alex seized the opportunity, diving lower to a cluster of asteroids. Where are we going? Ka'ani asked, gripping her seat as the ship skimmed past a massive asteroid. Using the field as cover, Alex explained quickly, his eyes scanning for the best route. It might buy us some time or give us a chance to lose them. Ka'ani nodded, understanding his plan. She kept her eyes on the sensors, tracking the pirate ship as it followed them into the asteroid field. The chase became a deadly dance among the spinning rocks, each pilot testing their limits. Suddenly, an asteroid loomed directly in their path. Alex pulled up sharply, the ship's hull scraping against the rock, sending shivers through the frame. Too close, Ka'ani exclaimed. No choice, Alex said through gritted teeth, finding a narrow gap and pushing the ship through. Behind them, the pirate wasn't so lucky. Misjudging Alex's maneuver, it collided with a large asteroid. The impact was catastrophic, sending debris scattering across space. Ka'ani let out a breath, her relief palpable. Well done, Alex. I think that's the last of them. Alex allowed himself a moment to breathe, the adrenaline slowly ebbing from his veins. We should get out of this field and make sure there are no more surprises waiting for us. As they cleared the asteroid field, the vast quiet of space enveloped them once more. Alex and Ka'ani shared a look, their bond strengthened by the ordeal. They were a team, their survival intertwined, and together, they just might make it through whatever challenges awaited. After the harrowing escape from the asteroid field, Alex and Ka'ani spent the next few days traveling through less frequented space lanes, constantly on alert for any signs of pursuit. The quiet gave them both time to reflect on their recent experiences and the uncertain future that lay ahead. Ka'ani spent long hours repairing and fortifying the ship's systems, while Alex took on the role of pilot, navigating through the star-studded silence of deep space. Each day that passed without incident allowed them to breathe a little easier, but the weight of their situation never fully dissipated. It's strange, Ka'ani mused one evening as they shared a modest meal in the ship's small galley. I've spent so much of my life alone in space, but I never felt the weight of solitude as I do now, knowing what it's like to have an ally. Alex smiled. I guess we're both realizing a lot of things out here, like how much better it is to face the big, empty void with someone else. Their conversation was interrupted by a soft ping from the ship's communication console, an incoming signal. Ka'ani tensed, her meal forgotten. It's from my people, she said, rushing to the console. Alex watched over her shoulder as she accepted the transmission. A holographic image flickered to life, depicting a stern-faced alien who bore striking resemblances to Ka'ani but adorned in what appeared to be a military uniform. Ka'ani, you are alive, the figure spoke in their language, relief evident even through the formal tone. Yes, General. I am here thanks to Alex, Ka'ani responded, gesturing to Alex, who gave a small, awkward wave. The General's eyes shifted to Alex, studying him with a penetrating gaze. You have our gratitude, human. You have saved one of our finest scouts. The conversation moved quickly after introductions. Ka'ani's people had traced her last distress signal to their current sector. They were on their way to retrieve her, and they extended an offer of safe passage for Alex as well, in recognition of his bravery and assistance. As they awaited the arrival of Ka'ani's rescue ship, Alex and Ka'ani prepared for their parting. Packing up her few belongings from the ship, Ka'ani was quiet, her usual stoic demeanor giving way to something softer. "You know, you could come with me," Ka'ani said suddenly, her voice barely above a whisper. "See Iradan. Explore with us." Alex considered her offer, the allure of the unknown tugging at his heart. "I'd like that," he admitted. "But I think my place is here for now. Earth might need to know about what's out there, about what happened, and I need to finish my studies." "I understand," Ka'ani replied, nodding slowly. "Perhaps one day you'll visit." "I'd like that," Alex said, offering her a hopeful smile. When Ka'ani's people arrived, the farewell was brief, but charged with unspoken promises. Alex watched as the sleek alien ship descended, a stark contrast to the rugged beauty of the stars around them. As Ka'ani boarded her ship, she turned to Alex one last time. "Thank you, Alex, for everything." "Safe travels, Ka'ani. And remember, Earth isn't going anywhere. You're welcome anytime." With a final smile, Ka'ani disappeared into her ship, which soon took off, blending seamlessly into the starry expanse. Alex returned to the controls of his own ship, setting a course back to Earth. The vastness of space seemed a little less daunting now, filled with the potential of new friendships and future reunions. As the stars whirled past, Alex felt a deep, satisfying exhaustion and a profound sense of hope about what lay ahead.